I don't know how to feel about that, bro, because you know, as far as I was concerned, based upon what I saw, I thought it was at least like 85%. We know what the fuck this nigga was doing, bro. And I don't know, bro. But whatever, y'all. Listen, Diddy beat the case. Let's see what happened, bro. This was a few days ago, but whatever. We late.
People are pouring baby oil on one another outside this courthouse.
Bro, I seen that shit. Bro, I'm sorry. It's not funny, bro.
You have people saying it's not Rico, it's Frico.
You know what? Oh. You know, a part of me is happy at what I'm seeing. And not necessarily because, you know, Diddy beat the case or people are celebrating, but like, there's a lot of shit that happens, bro, and I feel like women are quick to jump the gun and be like, oh, y'all made it to where Diddy beat this case. This is why I don't like men. But like, look who's outside going the hardest because Diddy beat the case, bro. A whole ass woman. Depending on how you look at it. It could be something else. I don't know. I saw you, Sparky, at the oil shit. Yeah, right. Because even if you did see me, you were there for completely no reason, right? You weren't there to celebrate. You're a journalist now. Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, he must have had a good lawyer. Oh, 100% he had a good lawyer. He had Brian Steele. That's the nigga that fucking got Young Thug out of his shit, bro. 100% he had a good lawyer. But shit is crazy, bro. Did he actually, not gonna lie, I wasn't paying attention? Nah, yeah, he didn't beat everything. I think he did some time for some shit, but ultimately, I think the main charges of trafficking, I think he did beat. The charges that were gonna put him down for a minute, he did beat those, I'm not gonna lie. Who let, oh god. Like I said, that's why you're my favorite person in the chat, bruh.
Maybe I do need.
But I mean, like, bro, like, this is why they say the CIA won, bro. This is why they say the CIA won. You know what? The only reason that I could see people doing this shit is if, like, you know those people that were actually paid to stand, like, allegedly, right? I seen this on IG. They said that they paid people to stand outside and protest for Diddy. If these are the people that are celebrating, they're doing their job, 100%. Do what you gotta do. Get that money. But that's insane, bro. That is absolutely insane. Brian Steele might have to be public enemy #1. Nigga is too comp. Bro, what? You could get away with murder as long as you have him in your corner. Like, bro, Young Thug had to put him in a song, bro, and this was years ago. CIA just collecting dailies at this point, bro. What? Dailies ain't even the word. Hourlies. Nigga is too comp, bro.
To revisit the
my lawyer Brian Steele.
You know, maybe I was wrong. In a shocking turn,
oh, that's crazy.
A lot of people saw coming today. Diddy found not guilty on damn near everything at this point. Only 2 of the counts stuck on his jacket, one being transportation to engage in prostitution of Cassie, and the other one,
the shit that's not gonna get you put in jail for a long time.
This one was of a Jane Doe, but not on the 2 counts of trafficking and not on the racketeering conspiracy charge. Now, as I record right now, there has not been any sort of.
He's guilty. I was there. You heard Ant Games, bro. He's guilty.
The lesser of the evils. Those only come with at max 10 years apiece, so 20 years. But at max,
he's not doing 10 years.
To the max, it's quite unprecedented that Diddy basically beat a RICO case. He beat the feds, and he could get maybe some time served.
Very rare that happens.
You know, some sort of bail, which we'll talk about in a minute, or he could walk out scot-free today. I will say to me that this is like extremely shocking. On this channel, we haven't been following up on the Diddy case like we should have. After the initial baby oil stunt, I stepped a little bit away. But honestly, court cases are so
understandably so
much evidence involved and are intertwined with people's actual lives that every time I got a glimpse into the situation, honestly, it hurt my heart. Like, no joke, it hurt my heart to participate in these conversations. We saw the Cassie video. We knew he was a monster from past stories and things that were said about him in the hip-hop industry. This almost seemed like a slam dunk case, but to be honest with you, a lot of us are sitting here blindsided today. Now, I will say I erred on the side of caution because one thing and one thing only stood out to me. This verdict was close to a holiday, a major holiday. And I know what happens when cases come close to a major holiday. I saw it in the Tory Lanez trial versus the state where it It was brushed up against the holiday, and people that were deliberating was like, you know what, been gone for long enough, kind of want to wrap this up fast and hurry. I don't want to be a part of this situation anymore, and it has to be. Plus, I get a 3-day weekend. I'm going home. Now, after settling that lawsuit,
that's unfortunate that that's like an actual aspect in why cases play out the way that they do, but fuck, bro. He's guilty. I was there. He freaky as hell. I was one of the victims. My heart goes out to you, bro. Diddy paid $22 million to have his way. Free that man. I don't know what you mean by that, but hey. Diddy was Mark Walter money dude who bought the Lakers for $10 billion. Oh, Diddy has Mark Walter money. Why am I not reading on Chatterino anymore, bro? That shit just disappeared. Nah, yeah, clearly, because that's the only way you're beating a RICO case, bro. I can't even lie. Notice, to this day, people are still choosing to go to Diddy parties other than alleged pedophilia. I think mostly doing shit the right way. I'm confused. When was the last Diddy party? He was in jail for like at least minimum a year. Like, who's still throwing Diddy parties? I'm confused. Why are you saying this shit like that? Like this shit just happened. What holiday? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one he was talking about. We'll still have reading class later, Sparky. You struggling to read, bro? I'm not gonna lie. I'm reading on the regular chat and that shit small as fuck, bro. I was there. You heard him. He was there, bro. Whatever, bro.
More lawsuits came out where there were allegations of sexual assault in the 90s, underage claims that were going on in the past. Diddy denied a bunch of these things, damn near all of these things. There were claims that he was grooming in 2024, early 2024, and all these cases and all these claims started to stack up against Diddy, and most of them had no substantial proof. But then in May 2024, that is when the Cassie video dropped, which opened up Pandora's box for everyone to believe everything that was said in the past, and everyone
100%. This was terrible.
down the pipeline.
Beat the shit out of her.
Lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit kept piling up and piling up and piling up. I mean, it just made Diddy look worse than anything we had ever seen before. Hearing about trauma is one thing, but seeing trauma and seeing it in literal 4K is another. Eventually, he gets hit with this RICO after multiple claims, multiple cases, multiple lawsuits, him trying to seemingly flee the country, running around, celebrate. That was a mess of a time. I know people don't really remember, but that was a whale of a time. But ultimately, he gets hit with this RICO case. And in this RICO case, he's getting charged with conspiracy, trafficking, prostitution, all these other things like that. So with all that evidence up against him that people saw being depicted out in court, they were wondering how the hell could something like this happen or reach a verdict today where he is getting off with less than a slap on the wrist.
It goes on to say he was not guilty on both charges of trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion in connection with Ventura and Jane. Combs was accused of being the ringleader of an alleged enterprise that abused, threatened, and coerced women into prolonged drug-fueled orgies with male prostitutes, which he called freak-offs, and then threatened them into silence. Combs has said that all of this was consensual and that while his relationship sometimes involved...
I'm not gonna lie, based upon some of the evidence that I did see, based upon this specific point of like, oh, the freak-offs and coercing women into engaging, like, at least the shit between him and Cassie, bro, a lot of that shit definitely seemed consensual, at least to me, based upon what I saw. Obviously, I'm not saying nigga innocent or not, but like in that specific department, like, I don't know. From what I've seen, I wouldn't necessarily call, like, I don't know. All that shit seemed like something that they both agreed on collectively, bro. You didn't see Cash Cobain said he trying to go to a Diddy party when he get out. I mean, but for one, that doesn't confirm that. For one, there's going to be a party that takes place, and two, I don't know, bro, niggas be trolling, bro, like, niggas be trolling, like, Cash Cobain, I don't even feel like is at the level to where he would even be a part of that, bro, at least not yet, so, like, I don't know, I don't feel like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but to take a Cash Cobain IG story and say like, oh yeah, there's Diddy parties going on and people are still going, like, come, like, really? Like, I don't, like, just off of association, chances are these things aren't going to keep happening. I don't think so. At least most people aren't willingly going to go. But Cassie said she loved him. Let them lovebirds fly. We need J-Oma on this. He's like demon birds. No, yes, I'm saying, like, I don't. That part, it seemed like it could have went either way for me. How does one get to this level of freakiness? I don't know, bro. You probably just born like that for real, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't know. People got heavy amounts of lust. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, bro. It's also, you have to understand, these are people with money. When you have money and access and a lack of discipline and a lack of morality to stand on, you're not going to be satisfied with the regular things in life anymore, just due to the accessibility of just everything, bro, and constantly wanting to up the stakes. This is why people turn to drugs and do harder drugs. Like, even when you get to this certain level, bro, like, you hit a certain level, people just start doing cocaine casually, bro. Like, this is just how it works. Like, it's just having money and access.
Domestic violence.
Wow.
He wasn't engaging in trafficking. Combs' lawyer, Mark A., said Combs was simply part of the swinger lifestyle and that he vehemently denies the accusations made by the Southern District of New York.
Shouts out to friend of the show, AV to the 7th Power. She broke it down beautifully on her live stream as to what happened in real time from the perspective of a lawyer. I definitely recommend that you guys check it out, because over here, we just here to make you laugh and giggle. We don't necessarily know all of the facts. I'm not going to claim to be some sort of expertise, but I do want to break down a little bit as to why he did not get hit with what a lot of people thought he could get hit with. People were on the timeline asking, how do you get hit with the prostitution, transportation of that and stuff like that, but not the trafficking? It's that simple coercion and force and money portion of it, and that's the reason why he ultimately didn't get hit with those things. Now,
the prostitution, I don't feel like really was in question. Like, honestly, that probably could have been settled even without a court case. And obviously, I'm exaggerating when I said that, but I don't feel like that was in question. It's not necessarily like, what you guys got to understand is that, it's not illegal to have freak-offs if it's consensual and if no one is being forced or blackmailed or coerced to partake in any of these Diddy parties and all that shit, bro. So if I'm being real, like, that's just what it is. Diddy never forced anyone to go. He invited niggas, they came, and Diddy locked the doors on they ass. Did the celebrities that attended tell you this? 22 million and Sparky going too? Brother. Would you go to one? I told him. 22 million is a lot of money, Chad. I ain't even gonna sit there and lie to you, bro. 22 million is a lot of money. A lot of money. Just to attend, bro? I can't even lie, bro. I might just pull up, show a little face, and then call the Uber right there, bro. I can't even lie. Staying is crazy. Participating in any whatever shit they had going on behind the scenes is crazy. But, bro, 22 million, that's life-changing money, bro. That is life-changing money. But like, old jokes aside, though, bro, like, if you're talking about partaking, that nigga, that's insane. It's on film, bro. What's on film?
I saw what I saw in the video from Cassie, but they were claiming that she took his phone and ran out, so that's what caused P. Diddy to,
I don't know, do it for a Big Mac? I do it for a Big Mac, I believe it.
And they acknowledged a bunch of abuse that was going on throughout the duration of their relationship. It's even weird to talk about this stuff, but ultimately, none of that was linked to, you know, the sexual acts. The acts were free and willing by the participants, is what they were saying. There are even people on the timeline saying that the prosecution made the mistake of, you know, trying to portray P. Diddy as some sort of freak ball general the whole time, not necessarily some sort of criminal organizer.
Freak ball general.
In the Young Thug case, it was a conglomerate of people. There were 28 people, which makes sense for a RICO case. You know, it's supposed to be some sort of organization. There should be a lot of names and faces attached to this. So where are all these people?
Because here's the thing, in the Young Thug case, we had 28 people indicted. 28. So it wasn't just Thug. Thug was allegedly the kingpin. You know, I think in their opening argument they said
King
he's the
Slime.
leader of the pack or something like that, right?
Yeah, they do
But
that to
here
whoever
with
the most
Diddy,
famous person is in
notice
every
that these
case.
charges are against Diddy and Diddy alone,
Alone.
not
Right.
Diddy and other people, not KK, the assistant, not, you know, like it's Diddy and his companies. Bad Boy, right?
Right.
I don't know if Revolt was listed, but it was just Diddy and his company. So when you have companies, those are entities.
I think instead of pursuing this angle that Diddy was some sort of freak ball and bringing somebody like a Cassie Ventura, who ultimately had to speak on her behalf, onto the stand, they should have definitely focused on the criminal acts and how they could link those things together. Not only because they possibly
That's a good
missed out
point.
on getting the conviction of somebody who a lot of people just would think is just evil. Like they under.
That's a good point. The thing is about bringing in someone's, or like someone that someone was in a relationship with as well, is that there's a lot of things there that the evidence kind of becomes convoluted, bro. The fact of the matter is, these two, Diddy and Cassie, were in a relationship at one point. And so things become convoluted no matter how you look at it, bro. Like, you're already kind of put at a disadvantage unless you have blatant evidence that proves beyond reasonable doubt that this person was forced to partake in these acts, bro. You're already not going to be given the benefit of the doubt simply because they were in a relationship. So, yeah, they definitely probably could have took a different approach when it comes to this. Nah, he said show some face, then Uber. Did he say free file? Bro, what? Oh, you're talking about going to the Diddy party for $22 million? Bro, my nigga, $22 million to show up at a fucking party? And even then, bro, they're saying, like, the parties are, like, bro, so there's mad celebrities that went to this nigga's parties, bro. It's documented online. Diddy party, like, what they're referring to with this shit is what happened behind the scenes where they would go and then just start doing crazy shit. Fuck that. That, nigga, no amount of money, I'm good. I'm straight. I'm literally straight. I'm good. Nigga, showing up? The fuck out of here, bro. Once you go to a party, they not letting you out, bro. My nigga, what, bro? What? Have you seen footage of what, like, there's public footage of parties that this nigga threw, right? Like, it's public information. There were publications there, like, there were journalists there. Like, what they're talking about, what is being referred to in this case, is freak off shit that they did behind the scenes. Like, what do you mean the bodyguards are keeping you at the... Bruh. Listen, bro. It is what it is. I was at all the Diddy parties. Word, what did you experience? You a baby oil kind of guy, or you a coconut oil?
Understand the stories, the lore about P. Diddy. This is not some sort of secret. I'm not breaking any news right here, but they do think that he is evil. But also, it would keep us from these nasty conversations about Cassie Ventura being some sort of complicit party in this. And look, if you watched the case and heard some of the things that Cassie said about, you know, sticking around, or the phone calls where she said she could have somebody packed up and stuff like that, you probably have a new perspective on Cassie as a whole. But two things are true. One, she is a victim. I mean, we've seen it on 4K closed circuit.
Oh no, yeah, she got her ass beat for sure.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
He definitely should have did time for that.
Taking his phone and running down the hallway. There's no way you put your hands on that type of woman. And two, mentally, everything is not.
Yes, have you seen Kevin Hart in a Diddy party? The bodyguards were armed and not letting you leave.
So all the leaked footage of Diddy parties right now is going viral, and here's one clip. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, right? Nothing crazy is happening. But why would they have anything crazy happening with cameras everywhere, right? Like, they're smarter than that. But there you guys go. More footage is going viral. Shabam. So all the leaked footage of Diddy parties.
Seems like a regular party to me. Where's the arms? Like, like, bro, anything that is that obviously illegal will not be publicized, bro. Or will not, like, nigga, they're gonna take niggas' fault. Like, you feel me? Search up Kevin Hart Diddy party. Okay, you know what? Whatever, Kevin Hart. But the thing you also have to understand, too, is, like, when you're at a certain level of success, obviously parties are going to have armed security because not everyone is going to be able to get in. It's parties with billionaires and people that have a lot to lose. Like it, nigga, the same way that when you reach more elevated neighborhoods or neighborhoods in the 90210 and like gated communities, you're going to see armed security. That's natural in any upper echelon place that you go, bro. Like, I'm so, like, what are we talking about? Like, what am I looking for? Kevin Hart at Diddy party? Diddy joking around with Kevin Hart? Like, what the fuck? Kevin Hart seen at Diddy's party in 4K. Right.
Hey, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
I hosted at Diddy too. I said the wrong person, the wrong place.
Yo!
To go back.
God have mercy upon us.
This definitely does not help, bro. Holy Travis references. Upper echelons, 90210. You know ball, gang. You know ball. You know ball. Like, what the like, bro? I don't know. Like, once again, I'm not saying that these parties, like, nothing bad happened, but I'm just saying anything, like, every celebrity has been invited to a Diddy party at one point, to a party that he hosted. Michael Rubin, same shit. Like, it happens. But obviously, there's now some shit behind the scenes to where you dead past. I'm saying, where? When is the hit takes on YT? Which one? Diddy party hosted by Kevin Hart? Which one? Show me which one to click on. Hola, Poppy Sparky. What's good, Cardi Stan? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Which one? Which one you want me to click on? Which one?
Just see what you... Yeah. The water was deeper, though.
Came up, flame was gone. At that time, I was in panic. I had asthma. It was a difficult situation.
I had ran by then.
Fab was out. He was gone. Trey started to sing his first single. Why he went in the full-fledged song, we don't know. Get a shot like that.
Where's the niggas with guns saying that you can't leave? Where? I've seen this clip before, but like this isn't even a fucking party, bro. Where's the armed security? Rob not on YT. Well, I'm waiting, bro. Y'all have a Discord. Y'all, if y'all have a Discord, you could send it to at any point if you find it. But I'm just saying, like, that doesn't necessarily prove what you're saying. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't begin to imagine the mind state of somebody who had been put through some of the traumas and some of the situations and stuff that was described in this court case. So I'm not even going to pretend. But I do know one thing. I think that this is going to set a nasty precedent for people that are involved in situations like this. Now, granted, I do think that a lot of times, you know, when Tony Busby or the likes are attached to these lawsuits against celebrities, that, you know, people should generally ignore them. Tony Busby is just out there to get clout and money, et cetera, especially because he's, you know, had a bunch of cases dismissed or whatever. But that does not mean that these uber powerful people do not take advantage of the women or the men or the children in their lives. We know that Hollywood is weird. We do not have to act as if it's not weird.
True.
The reason why you got to question P. Diddy's lawyers is because these are things that they brought up. Now, mind you, it may be a way to get him off the greater charges in the conversation by openly admitting, yo, this is a violent man, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But was there
that is true? That is a strategy.
Organization going on? No, not at all. That got him off the bigger charges. However, it's coming back to bite him in the butt now because he will have to sit in a prison cell because they are deeming him to be a violent man.
And so,
I mean, but I don't think that's what they care about, right? Like, they are paid to get this nigga out. I don't think, even before things were taken to trial, I don't think it was in question whether this nigga was a violent man or a good person or not. Like, you know, like, that's not the lawyer's job. Their job is to make it to where they don't go to jail, or if not, significantly reduce the amount of time that they are given.
Now, when we're searching for this perfect victim all the time because Cassie kept trying to go back and she is a part of the stop. You people I can't take serious because you're not taking this thing serious. You're no different than the people who are doing the parlays for Diddy and putting money down to see what he gets
that is insane, bro.
Or
I
the
can't
people
even
that
lie.
are outside of the court making an absolute boondock skit.
How is it that you're able to just make parlays out of anything, bro?
Read his sentencing. Like, I don't even understand what these people are doing. Why don't they have jobs?
You can have these two items, they're legal. But if you put them together, you end up in a freak. So, remember I told y'all what...
Just your daily reminder that our people are cooked.
So look, you see this? If it don't slip, you must have quit. You must have quit.
Oh my goodness.
This nigga can be a father.
If it don't slip, you must have quit.
Black fatigue. Now, one thing that did...
Bruh, it's sad when you got actual black people talking about black fatigue, bro. It's crazy. He most likely is. He almost definitely looks like he is, to be honest. But yeah, it's
to mind when this
sucks, bro.
This happened, because some of us did think that this was a possibility beforehand, is that what happens to P. Diddy afterwards? We've seen situation after situation in which public figure that is extremely popular.
All right, what's black fatigue? It's basically like people becoming annoyed with generic, obnoxious black stereotypes, and like let's say there's like some black woman, I don't know, yelling at some lady or some dude in the restaurant, or just making a whole ass scene and shit, or looking like she wants to get violent or some shit. Like, people will be in the comments like, oh, black fatigue, like they're tired of black people just being able to do whatever the fuck they want and don't have to take accountability for it, essentially.
Gets hit with some sort of criminal case where women, children, men, whatever are involved, and they're vulnerable.
Like they're getting annoyed with
victims,
with black people, essentially,
on video or in the court hearings. And honestly, their public perception does not change. Now, we've seen stuff be altered and people have different thoughts and opinions and feelings on certain people, but I'm seeing a lot of people, whether they be commenters on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, whether it be the people outside the court, that are extremely jovial over the fact that P. Diddy, somebody who has admitted and acknowledged to doing things that are still bad, like I don't think that people think that domestic violence is a good thing, are just sitting there happy that he is free. Now, his public image, he can't just go out there and be his normal self again. I do know that to be a fact. Nobody is sitting here, you know, welcoming P. Diddy to the public parties of the events. He's not going to be at WNBA All-Star Weekend.
And that's what I was trying to explain earlier, bro. Like how you gonna say, oh, people are still going to his parties? Like, bro, like he's not gonna be able to just do shit like that again.
Or Summer League with the other rappers and ball players. He's damn sure not going to be the next guest on a Kai Cenat stream, of course. Whether he gets bailed out today or tomorrow, that doesn't matter. It's cooked for that. But what does this mean for him as public?
Well, that makes sense. W Teacher Sparky.
Do we forget
you already know,
in a couple
ma'am.
of weeks or a couple of months, or do we take a stand as a community and say, hey, you know what? I don't like this. I'm not agreeing to any of this. This is messed up. And then also, what does this mean for future people that come out and attempt to speak about a powerful man? I don't think
that's the most unfortunate part about this, because what people don't like to acknowledge is that grand scale cases like this, where there's a very obvious male abuser who essentially gets let off with a slap on the wrist or even less in a lot of cases, this doesn't necessarily give women the courage to speak up like they're supposed to, bro. And you know, that's the unfortunate part about this, because now it's like a domino effect where people feel like they could keep doing this shit and getting away with it. Like, things like this aren't taken as seriously as they should be, bro, unfortunately. And the reality is, whenever someone is in a situation where they were victimized, the only reason that they bring it up is because they want justice. They don't want pity from people. They don't even necessarily want people to know about shit like that, bro. Like, that's embarrassing to them in a lot of cases. I'm not saying they should be embarrassed when it comes to shit like that, but like, people do it because they want justice. So if they're not going to get justice, now it's like everyone knows this thing about you, or like everyone knows that you're a victim. nothing was done about it. And like, what does that tell to the people that continue and will continue to victimize women? And, you know, like, what does that say to them? That says, okay, we could keep doing it and we're gonna keep getting away with it because people don't take it seriously. And that's the unfortunate reality of this shit, bro. And I feel like it probably, things like this, bro, and like pedophilia and shit, I don't think they're going to get taken as seriously as they should, simply because I think people in higher up positions of power partake in these same things, bro. And if it ever comes out, it's gonna just seem like hypocrisy. I think they'll enforce it to a degree to where normal people can't do it, but like shit like this, bro, this is just the reality of what's gonna come with it, man.
Secret.
It's why a lot of them are silent and even wait till it's too late. 100%, bro. 30 minutes throughout a 14-minute vid in the 11th minute. Oh, welcome to Sparky's Thoughts, bro. And then get clowned or called a liar if their abuser gets off the hook. 100%, bro. Because even like our legal system is not perfect, and I feel like that's what a lot of people fail to acknowledge too, bro. That innocent until proven guilty shit is fucking bullshit, bro. That's what's happening right now with the Epstein files. That's my next video too that I wanted to react to as well, bro. Two cases within the span of like a few weeks where obvious, like, the Epstein files are a fucking joke, bro. Fucking joke. We're gonna get into that though. We're gonna get into that, so stick around, but fuck, bro. The yappery is crazy. Like I said, welcome to Sparky's Thoughts, my nigga. This is what we do here, man. You feel me? Upper Echelon is playing right now on GTA Radio. Peak song, peak song. The list was allegedly supposed to be made public. What, bro? Trump himself said this shit, bro. People within his fucking administration said it themselves, saying Epstein killed himself, but also saying he had no client list. So why would he kill himself if there's no evidence to put him away? I'm not gonna go as far as to say like, why would he off himself if there was no evidence? But it's more like, sometimes people are just in bad situations. They don't like being in jail. But it's more so like, bro, they implied heavily on many occasions that the evidence does exist. Trump himself said, we are going to release the files. If I'm not mistaken, I remember him saying that. It's not even a matter of like, oh, why would he kill himself? Because like at that point, you kind of have to like connect lines that might not be there. But like, bro, they said the files exist. A girl said this shit, it's on my desk. Whatever.
Diddy is a powerful man, and there are already some people who are fearing for their lives in regards to him.
You already fear
he was on suicide watch and still did it.
Against you, just for
like, how does that even happen?
Would you be genuinely concerned about him coming after you? Is that one of the reasons you've left the country?
Well, here's the thing. You know, only thing I fear is God and my mom. And I made a promise to my mom that, you know, I'm not gonna revert to a old lifestyle. And I know if he walks, you know, I'm gonna be target number one, which is fine. I'm used to that. You know, it's kind of exciting for me.
Is that exciting or is that slightly scary?
Oh no, it's definitely exciting, Pierce.
And it's not like he didn't get a good description or depiction of all the other jurors that were put out there. I mean, they have that information, so you know that is freely accessible. But even outside of them, there are other situations in which, you know, powerful men will be put on trial. The painting of the people involved in the case will be very, very bad, and then if they get to walk free because, you know, maybe incompetence by the court, or maybe there just wasn't the perfect victim in the situation. What does this mean for not only their health, safety, and well-being, but also the conversation about these people? I'm flabbergasted about this situation.
It sucks, bro.
It is what it is. I thought this man was freaky and wild and should have been put under the jail. The justice system did its big one on this one, though. That's crazy.
So I'm out here trying to live my life after the initial recording of the first portion of this P. Diddy video, when he got called back into the courtroom to see if he was getting out today, tomorrow, or sometime in the future. And the judge straight up denied his bond. It was said that his bond was proposed to, I mean, that's something, I guess, that was supposed to be co-signed by him and his family and his mom and stuff like that. Then also surrendering of the passport.
Look at that's damage control, bro.
To certain districts and the other pretrial conditions and stuff like that. The judge was like, absolutely not. The reasons why make a lot of sense, and it makes you question P. Diddy's lawyers and his tactics. So the judge cited that, you know, he would have to prove essentially that he was not a risk or a burden for violence towards the community, and he hadn't. He cited the incidences, not just the Cassidy incident in the hotel at one time, but the multiple times of violence there, the multiple times of violence toward Miss Jane Doe, whoever she may be, the unknown person in this case, and just said, hey, this is not a guy who can do things the right way, the upstanding way, and ultimately may potentially give more harm to people out there in the community, so he's gonna have to stay in jail behind those bars. Again, maybe a slap
That's
on
the
the
reasoning,
wrist.
though?
Maybe people are still stunned from all this, but for now, he'll have to sit in a jail cell.
Fuck that, bro. Oh, God. I'm honestly scared to see the list at this point. Shit might break the internet. Oh, 100%. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of those things that were like, if it happens, like, nothing would be the same again, bro. Especially because, like, it's almost confirmed just due to the relationships that this Epstein dude had in his real life to where, like, you have an idea of who would be on that list, bro. And that would suck. At least for them, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. We need a reset anyway. Fuck it. Drop the list. I'm an advocate for drop the list. Like, let's see it. I'd love to see it. Stream has hit 10 views. Yes, sir. If they say Tyler Creator was on the list, I might kill myself. Nah, bro. That would hurt my heart, bro. That would hurt my heart. That's tough. What the fuck? Knowing yourself because of another person's actions you never met is communicated is wild. I mean, he was trolling, bro. Watch Ezra caught in 4K for more than 3 minutes, I dare you. How about no? Let's see. I hope you going in other niggas' chats promoting me like this, bro, because holy shit. React to the new wordy. We'll see if we get to it. But also, what is it? I don't want to just react to niggas just because they made a fucking video, bro. Like, I don't, like, it gotta be something that, like, I'd want to watch. So you say react to new wordy. You know, that I fuck with my son Birdie, though. It's my guy, but holy shit.